Okay, let's talk about something huge. This isn't just a story about a boy band. It's about how five guys from the Philippines completely changed the game for their entire country's music scene. We're talking about SB19, the group that put P-pop on the global map. So how'd they do it? Let's get into it.
So how does something like that even happen? I mean, it's never just one hit song, right? It takes a totally new strategy, an almost unbelievable amount of hard work, and a connection with fans that is just next level. The story of SB19 is basically a masterclass in making the impossible happen. Let's start from the very beginning.
To really get their impact, we have to understand the world they were stepping into. What did the P-pop scene even look like before SB19 came along?
Now, P-pop wasn't new. Not at all. The Philippines has this incredibly rich history of amazing musical legends. But in the modern pop era, local groups were really struggling to break through that glass ceiling, especially with other music scenes in Asia just absolutely exploding all over the world.
And this right here, this was the biggest challenge. While P-pop had all this incredible local talent and potential, it was kind of living in the shadow of the K-pop juggernaut, which was, let's be honest, dominating global charts, social media, everything. So the question was, how could any Filipino group possibly hope to compete with that?
Well, the answer starts with how SB19 was even created. Their whole foundation was built on this system of intense, dedicated training that was, frankly, unlike anything the P-pop scene had ever seen before.
Just think about this for a second. For years, the members, that's Pablo, Josh, Justin, Ken, and Stell, were locked into a 9 to 12-hour training day. Every single day. This wasn't just, running through a few dance moves. This was total, all-consuming dedication. It's wild.
Under the guidance of the Korean entertainment company Showbeat Philippines, their training was brutally methodical. I mean, they drilled every single piece of the performance, nailing every note, hitting every single dance move in perfect sync, and developing that magnetic stage presence that just glues your eyes to them when they're on stage.
So, okay, they had the skills, they had the dedication, but every huge phenomenon needs a spark, right? For SB19, that spark came from a single video that just caught fire online.
So after their 2018 debut, they put out this anthem called Go Up. But the real magic happened when a simple dance practice video for that song hit the internet. It just exploded. This wasn't some big marketing push or a huge budget. It was a totally organic wave of excitement that suddenly had them trending worldwide on Twitter.
And you know what? That viral moment wasn't just a flash in the pan. Nope. It was the starting gun for this history-making run that would see SB19 shatter records and go places no Filipino artist had ever gone before.
They didn't just chart, they smashed through walls. Landing on the Billboard Next Big Sound chart, that was a huge first. But getting nominated for a Billboard Music Award in 2021, that was a seismic shift. All of a sudden, P-pop wasn't just a local scene anymore. It was part of the global music conversation.
So what keeps this kind of success going? It really boils down to two incredibly powerful, connected forces: their unapologetic Filipino identity and their unbelievably devoted fan base.
This quote right here gets to the very heart of their mission. Look, the easy path would have been to switch to English to appeal to a global audience, but they did the exact opposite. They decided to put their own language and culture front and center on the world stage.
And this is just so important. Songs like Mapa and Pasigbal are pure, unfiltered Filipino stories. When they sing in Tagalog, they're not just performing a song, they're exporting their culture, sharing a piece of their soul with the world, and inspiring so much pride back home.
And listen, you absolutely cannot talk about SB19 without talking about A10. This is not just a fan club, it's a global family, a highly organized and passionate community that has been completely essential to the group's success.
The power of @10 is honestly legendary. They organize these massive streaming parties to boost numbers. They completely take over online polls and voting. They keep hashtags trending for days on end. And they even raise money for charity. It's this incredible partnership, this deep bond between the artists and the fans that really fuels the whole SB19 phenomenon.
So what does all of this add up to? What's the real legacy here? It's simple, really. SB19 didn't just have a few hits. They created an entirely new blueprint for what success could look like in P-pop.
They proved it was possible. A Filipino group, singing in their own language, celebrating their own culture, could take on the world and win. They didn't just open a door, they basically kicked the gates wide open for everyone who would come after them.
And you can see the results today all over the place. The success of SB19 has led to a real boom in the industry, with more investment, more companies taking chances, and more opportunities. A whole new wave of talented P-pop groups like Binny, BGYO, and Hori Seven Tonner are now finding their own paths to success, both at home and around the world.
By combining that relentless training, authentic Filipino pride, and an unbreakable bond with their fans, SB19 completely rewrote the rulebook. They proved that barriers are just waiting to be broken. And now, in this new world that they helped create, the only real question left is who's gonna break the next one?